here, wait for it, and let's start it.
Oh, it started, Dolph.
It started. I wonder if I still know how to do this. Come on.
It's 2018, Dolph. Another episode of Unfiltered Copenhagen. First one of the year. First one since Christmas. How are you feeling?
That's right for it. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling a bit rusty, actually.
Yeah, well, it's been
been a month.
Yeah, it has.
It's been a month since we recorded the last one.
What a difference a month makes, Dolph.
What's the major difference in Forward from 1 month ago's Forward?
Well, I've been trying to eat a little better, actually.
Okay. Is that a New Year's resolution or?
It's not necessarily New Year's. I mean, we, Rain and I talked about it, and I don't know. We both kind of want to just try to start eating a little bit better and watching our stuff. And it's really, when you're a couple, it's harder. It's harder to eat better. Like only one person, if the other person is not committed to it, because then the choices you make at the grocery are different, and then there's always some like snacks or something sitting around.
You have the temptations at home.
Yeah.
So that's why you have a bag of nuts right there.
Yeah, I've been trying to eat some. We're trying to implement like some flaxseed, and then I've been eating like almonds, sunflower seed, walnuts more often. Less white bread, more rolled bro. And just some other choices. Kind of counting calories a little bit, trying to lose a little bit of this pouch I got going on.
The pouch man right here.
Yeah, got a little. I bought for it and paid for it.
How did you feel any differences so far? How long have you been doing it?
I also stopped drinking sodas entirely.
Okay,
like a month and a half ago. Yeah, and I'm not taking any more like artificial sweetener in my tea or my coffee. I don't know if I've necessarily noticed a big difference, other than I don't have to drink sodas all the time, and so I mean, I guess it's better for your teeth. You're not having all that acid.
Energy levels, no difference?
For a while, I mean, I wasn't having much caffeine, so I felt like that first week I was kind of down, but mainly just from lack of caffeine. But then I started drinking coffee again. Like I drink a coffee or two a day now.
But you didn't used to drink coffee?
No, I would have them like if I felt I needed one, but I wasn't like a everyday coffee drinker. But now I am. Like I wake up in the morning and have a coffee.
Nice. Wow, it's a new Forward.
Yeah, why not? I mean, just try it out, see how it goes. Like I said, I mean, no huge like aha moment or like wow, this is way different. But it's cheaper. Shit, buying all those sodas is fucking expensive, dude.
So you're not like one of those people that New Year, let's get a gym membership for a month or two.
I've had a gym membership. I haven't been going for a while. I think I've just been wasting money on that. But I'm gonna start going again as well. That's another thing. Just start working out again. But it's not necessarily about like the new year. I'd been thinking for a while. Okay, I need to get off my ass and stop being lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I never make New Year's resolutions. But I do find, I know what you're laughing. We'll
just talk about it real quick.
I don't know if it's noticeable.
You can't really hear it too much on the podcast. At least we checked and you couldn't. But there's a guy in an apartment above us, and we've joked, me and my girlfriend, that he's been building a boat for the past 3 years. But actually last weekend I went up there. It was like 8 a.m. on a Saturday. He even did it on New Year's Day, like when people have hangovers. This guy was up there with a fucking sawzall and a hammer, banging and drilling and doing whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up there and confront these people and say, look, if you're using your apartment as a goddamn workshop, that's not allowed. Like, you need to fucking buy a workshop and do your boat building there. And I had like finally had it after 3 years of this shit. And I went up there and I noticed like an apartment was like fully gutted. And I looked in and there was some workman's jacket and some tools, and like the floor was cut up, and I was like, shit. Like they're actually renovating an apartment. So like I can't really tell this guy anything.
So you think they've been renovating it for 3 years, or?
I mean it feels that way, yeah. And I don't know if the guy is just personally doing it himself, like one of those guys that thinks he's real handy and he's like, oh, I won't pay anybody to do this. I'll just do this myself over a period of 3 fucking years or whatever. But anyways, I guess they're legitimately renovating it.
That's like it's a very common thing among Danish people, I've found, at least compared to Portugal. It seems that people here are always
handy.
I don't know if they're. I don't know if they're good at it.
They
I'm
just
not
think
saying
they're
good.
handy, or
They
they
just
like to
do
do
it
it.
anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it's so normal to see people painting their own apartments, to see people doing just random drill. I mean, random drilling. I'm not saying just a drilling to put up a painting. You know, I mean, I can do that as
Yeah.
well, but just a little bit more complex handyman stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, from where I come from, unless you're like a grandparent, you know, someone who lived like through the 40s, maybe you're used to doing something like that. But besides that, nobody, not even painting the apartment. It's just, if it needs to be painted, we just hire someone, I guess.
So, anyways, we started laughing because when Rodolfo was talking, there was like just a long period of like 20 seconds where this guy was sawzall or drilling something.
Yeah,
And it's
I
pretty
tried to keep talking
Yeah, I know.
during it.
I couldn't keep a
but
straight
at
face.
some point, I just started laughing.
It's pretty noticeable for us here, even though the mic doesn't pick it up too much.
It's actually quite surprising that the mic doesn't pick it up.
Anyways,
So what
continue,
were we talking?
though.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Fuck, I don't even remember now. The New Year diet
Yeah, something about
changes.
New Year's. I was never a person to do New Year's resolutions. You know, like I really never did them.
Yeah.
But there is something about crossing the year that I actually feel. I don't feel different, but I do feel that it's a new era in some way, even though it's stupid because it's just another day. You know, we just arbitrarily or semi-arbitrarily decided that New Year's was on this day. Is there a reason for New Year's to be on that day instead of the next day?
I mean, I guess it's the end of the calendar year, right?
Well, yeah, but is there any reason why we decided that the 25th of December is Christmas and that New Year's is on the 1st, as opposed to, let's say, the 25th being still Christmas, but then we just add an extra day. So if December had 32 days, you know, like we just move everything.
I don't know. It's just an arbitrary decision,
It's
right?
just
With the
completely arbitrary, isn't it?
Gregorian calendar, right?
Fuck it.
I don't.
I'm gonna start celebrating New Year's in June.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is something. I mean, when you cross the new year, it's like everybody kind of dresses up and, well, I mean, everybody's different, right? But I mean, a lot of people dress up and kind of go out and just have a super blast. But at the same time, like you kind of, like sometimes I'll just think like, wow, okay, it's like another year. Like I don't feel too much different personally, but it's like you recognize the fact that time is passing.
Yeah.
And the older you get, I think the more you think about like, wow, well, there's another year under my belt because they start to go quicker and quicker. And you've had so many of them. Like when you're younger, like a New Year seems like such a big deal, or just maybe for the partying and all that. And then now you're like, shit, man, I'm getting older. Like, do I have my retirement sorted away? And, starting thinking about old man things.
But I mean, once I think it's mostly because, at least with me, once you get like on a monotonous routine,
Mm-hmm.
so like from Monday to Friday, you go to work. Then on weekends, maybe you do different stuff. But generally speaking, you're not going to do something crazy every weekend.
Yeah, you
so
kind of have a
there's also
routine.
a certain routine to the weekends. And it makes every week less memorable because there's less exciting stuff happening or less different stuff happening.
Yeah.
So it just kind of all meshes together, and then 1 year has passed, and you don't have that many. I don't want to say crazy because they don't need to be crazy memories, but at least something that stands out. Like you have, of course, you have trips that you've done or stuff that happened that you remember, but overall, it just seems that the years pass by faster because my interpretation is it's because there's less different stuff happening.
Well, it's also because the older you get, the
percentage
of your life that
yeah,
1 year is when you're 18.
it's much smaller. Yeah.
And then so it just starts to kind of pass together, or time passes more quickly for you, or it feels like it.
You know, when you're really, when you're really, really blasted, when you smoke like a lot of weed, and time seems to pass slower.
Yeah.
Do you think if you spent basically all year like that you would get at the end of the year like, wow, okay, this year it took a while to go through?
No, I don't think so. I think
because it also fucks
you.
up your memory a little bit, right? So if you remember even less of what happens during the year,
seemed like it went faster anyway, even if it went slower. I don't know. I'm not sure about that specific question, but
yeah, I was just philosophizing a little bit for it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's,
It's just
that was so genuine.
it's great stuff,
It's
Dolph.
good stuff, yeah.
Of course it is. It's good stuff, Dolph.
So you're ready to tackle the new year for
You know, for me, one of the big points of the new year is I know I've gotten back into that monotonous routine once I start automatically writing the date correctly again. Because the first few times when you have to physically like write a date out,
hmm
you're so used to just writing 2017 after it that you
Yeah.
automatically write. You have to be like, okay, the date today is January 13th of 2018. Like I have to tell myself that. And even after I do, I'll write it and just automatically put like a 2017. I know I've gotten back in the routine when I write dates automatically correct again. And that usually takes about a month for me, a
That's
few weeks, a
interesting.
month.
But how often do you really write the dates?
Not too much, but we signed a contract on a new apartment. So recently I had to write a dates in a few places.
Do you want to talk about it?
We can. Yeah. I mean, it's not
Where are you moving to?
Sluisenhoven. It's near
That's near Suhan.
yeah, and it's like an Amsterdam or a Christianshavn style canal
Yeah.
type development there. It's all new.
It's going to be a new building.
Yeah, it's a new
Lots
building.
of sun, lots of windows.
Yeah, lots of I think floor to ceiling windows, and then they have canals between all the stuff, and very modern. It's on the water. Mine's not directly on the water. It's like one building away from the waterfront, but those buildings are mostly filled out already and more expensive, the ones that are directly on the water. So,
Nice.
yeah, it'll be nice. We'll be a little closer to the city. Our lease or our rent contract is expiring on this place, so we needed to get something new anyway. It's about the same price.
Hopefully nobody's going to be building a boat.
Oh, actually,
there.
no, there was a portion of the contract that said you understand that like we're still ongoing construction and there's going to be a lot of construction noise and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so unfortunately, even if it's too loud and we start getting annoyed, we can't really do much about it. But at the same time, I mean, it is fair. It's a fairly new construction. They have 3 of the 4 buildings up that are within that little area.
Are you renting or buying?
We're gonna rent, but
Okay.
it's I think it's an unlimited rent. And the way in that situation, I think the way they told us is that later, if we want to buy it, we have the option to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think some big I think Danica pension is involved in it somehow, and that's one of the Danish pension fund things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they kind of fund the development of those buildings and buy them and then rent them out for a while. And then if people want to buy them, they sell them to them for like pretty much the same price they bought them for. So not only do they collect all the rent, then they get the full price of the apartment too. So it's a pretty good financial decision on their part.
Exciting.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's unlimited. So if we want to stay there renting it for 3 or 4 years or whatever while we look for another place, or maybe we decide we love that one.
Yeah, I think it's also good to.
I'll
I mean,
have
to
a separate
try
office,
something that. Well, yeah, that's good because you're gonna have some space to actually have some of your
music,
toys and stuff
podcast
like that.
equipment.
Yeah, but I think it's good to actually experience living because you moved here a short time ago and you've only lived here.
In Amma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I not just in Ama, like here in this apartment.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
that's right.
I think it's a good experience to live in
a couple different places.
different places, not just different apartments, but different neighborhoods or something like that.
Oh, I totally agree. I just hate moving, and it's very expensive
Yeah,
here
moving is not very nice. No.
because you have to put the 3 or 4 months rent down here. The way that works, like
Yeah.
in the U.S., you only have to put like 1 month rent down and like a $1,000 deposit or something.
Mm-hmm.
And here you have to put like 3 months deposit plus prepay, either 1 to 3 months. So I mean, technically here you can prepay almost 6 months of rent, which
Yeah.
can be like 60 to
Yeah,
100,000
it's crazy.
crowns. It's
It's
a lot
crazy.
of money.
It's crazy.
But I think we're pretty lucky on this one. We only had to prepay. I think we only prepaid 1 month of rent,
Mm-hmm.
and then we put like the standard 3-month deposit down. So we could have had to pay like more, but we only had to pay like
Mhm.
4 months, which still a lot of money to spend at one time. And then you got to hire movers and
But you don't have too much stuff either. I mean,
No,
you,
but-
you can move in like 2 hours.
yeah, if we hire movers, absolutely.
That's what I did last time. You know,
Oh.
like I think it was a minimum 3 hours, and 2 hours later they were gone because I'm like, I'll just pay for the extra hour because
Of course,
we're done.
yeah, but I'll never not hire movers again. Even if you don't have a lot of stuff, and you're like, wow, it'll only take the movers 2 hours. It'll take you like 2 days by yourself.
It's so annoying. I mean, if I've last time I've moved, I hired movers, or rather, last time I moved actually long distance, because the last time I moved was just from the first to the third, from the third to the first floor. So in that instance, I just moved myself
Yeah.
with 2 friends. But when I actually moved from last time, a big move, I hired movers. It was the first time I did it, because before that I always had friends helping out.
It's 100%
Oh,
worth
it
it.
was so much nicer. In 2 hours, everything was done. You know,
Because I mean, the thing is, look,
like 2 big guys helping move
Yeah.
the shit up the stairs
they
and
got
everything.
the truck. They have all the tools like the dollies and all that shit. They have blankets for the furniture. They do this for a living. They do this every day, so they know the efficient way. They're like, look, they come in, they look at your shit. They're like, all right, let's see. You got a TV, you got this, got that. They're like, all right, let's get this out first. Like they know the order to do things in. They know how to do it.
Yeah.
They have their own system where they talk to each other and they're like, okay, yeah, you know, like when you're coming out the door and you're like, all right, turn it this way and. Yeah, okay. Watch your hand right there. It's like they've done that shit 1,000 fucking times. And it's so much easier just to pack all your shit before, let them come in and fucking move it. I will never not hire movers again.
And for someone that has a normal wage, you don't need to have. It's such a small amount of money if you don't have, like, I mean, again, if you do it in 2-3 hours.
I would rather pay that
it's so
money and
much-
do it in
so
2 or
much
3
better.
hours
Yeah.
than have to do it myself in like
It's
a day
so
or
much
two.
better.
So we'll do that. The only thing it's so weird is the whole painting your apartment thing every time you move.
You have to paint this apartment?
Well, I mean, it says in the contract, but the thing is, like, there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the paint. It's not yellowed, it's not stained, it's not anything. So, I mean, I'm going to talk to
them.
Yeah, I'm going to call, like, basically in maybe within the next month, or actually within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to let them know, hey, we have a contract on a new place. I want to, talk to you and just show you, have you come over, look at the apartment, see the condition, see how you feel about the paint and the floor and all that. And if you need me to do something, let's talk about it and get it out of the way first so we can decide on what we're going to do so you're happy. And because I don't want to be one, like, at the end, leave and have him be like, oh, well, you didn't do this or that. And so I'm going to pull all your deposit money to pay like the
Yeah.
most expensive painting firm to come repaint these walls that are
Yeah.
already in perfect condition. I just think it's just strange how they put that in the contract by default, that you will repaint the walls before you leave.
I think it's just, since it's just such a common thing,
It's strange. Though. What other country do you do that you paint the walls every time somebody leaves?
I don't know. We don't do it in Portugal.
We don't
but
do it in the U.S. either. Unless if you fucked up the walls, okay, that's a different story. If your kid has painted on it with crayons and shit.
Well, the thing is, if you have that in your contract, then that takes responsibility of doing that away from the owner. So what do they have to lose to just put something like that there,
Nothing. It's just very prohibited. It just kind of fucks the person renting it.
Well, it's not fucking if you agreed on it beforehand.
Well, true, but you can't get a single apartment in the entire city without agreeing to that.
On the other hand, you can't get a single apartment that will have old painted walls. That's a good thing.
I guess so.
I'm just trying to.
It's strange to
argue.
me. It's strange to me, and you see these paint shops on every corner, the Fluga, Fava, and then you in Bilka and stuff. It's like, and what we were talking about earlier about being handy and people painting their own stuff. Dude, painting is a pain in the ass because the act of physically painting is not particularly difficult, but prepping the whole area with the drop sheets so you don't get paint everywhere and taping and all that. I mean, it's a bit of a fucking hassle.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I would just pay a guy. I'm not going to spend a whole fucking weekend trying to do the paint myself and then fuck something up. I just can't be bothered, dude. So I'm hoping I can bring him in here and just say, hey, take a look at the apartment, what you think about the condition. Let's talk about, how you want to, who we should hire to either do the floors if we need to, or paint if you really think it needs it. And that way it's out of the way and sorted way in advance so that there's no question. And then hopefully we don't lose all our deposit money. Because that's the thing I'm most worried about, is just getting fucked out of my deposit,
Yeah, it has happened to me before. It wasn't as much as you, or at least it wasn't like 3 months rent or anything.
I think it's like 30,000 or 36,000 crowns or something. It's a lot of money.
I lost like 8,000, I think.
I would be totally okay with losing 8,000 because like there's some wear and tear, on like the floors and stuff because we've lived here and that we'll probably have to
Oh, if your
Sand
landlord
in
is
the-
listening to this shit, he's gonna
Dude,
just claim 8,000
whatever,
for himself
dude.
now.
My landlord's never gonna listen to this fucking podcast, dude.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost
Well, maybe we
positive.
should get him. It's an extra listener.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Nice. He's been a pretty cool guy. He replaced our stove. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that.
No.
Over the holidays, we couldn't cook anything on a fucking stove because the day after my birthday, the stove broke
Mhm.
to the point where when you turned it on, if you turned any burner on, the bottom right, the biggest burner turned on automatically.
Hmm.
So like you would turn the top left one on and the bottom right one would turn on.
Yeah.
And then if you tried to dial back the heat, like, you want to put it on low heat.
Mhm.
No. There's no more setting. It's only maximum. So like anytime you turned it on, it just went to full heat and it got really hot. Like it was like something was broken in there with the thermal regulation or the switch that decides to let it throttle itself down to a lower temperature. And so it was like actually dangerous. So we couldn't really turn it on because we were scared it was going to like start a fire
Mhm.
or whatever. And of course, this was right before like everybody's off for Christmas and the holidays. So we texted him and I was like, dude, our stove is busted. And he was pretty cool about it. He's like, yeah, we should just replace it. But the timing sucks. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to get anybody until after the new year, which was the case. So then all of the holidays we cooked like oven food and
You get one of those gas things that people bring to camping.
yeah, no, we didn't do all that. But that was kind of
have,
annoying.
have you tried Googling for the problem and the model and stuff like that?
Yeah, of course we did. Apparently it's just a known problem with some.
And there was no tutorials on how to fix it?
Well, you can't fix it yourself because what happens is the temperature control or like the power regulation thing, it just fails. And in some of these models, you can replace that particular unit, but usually it's cheaper to just replace the entire stove because like the price of the thing is about as
Yeah.
expensive or significant enough to where you might as well just replace the stove at that point because it's only like 2,000, 3,000 crowns per stove. I mean, I think the part is at least 1,000, then the shipping, and then knowing somebody who can install it, paying an electrician is probably another 600-700. So then you're going to pay 2,000 crowns instead of just buying a new one.
Yeah.
And it's like 400 volts or something, the thing that runs the appliances here. So it's
Is that a lot or is that too little or what?
well, it also depends on the amperage, right? But I mean, there's a lot more power going to a stove or a refrigerator or dishwasher. I think it takes up 4 breakers on our thing, like a big gang of breakers for all that. And I was talking to the guy that was here doing it, and I mean, it's significantly more dangerous than just the normal outlets in the wall. If you were to shock yourself or something,
Okay.
I'm not a chump, dude. I'm gonna turn it off at the breaker first, but still, it just kind of creeps me out working with really high amperage or high voltage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you make a mistake or forget or whatever, not only can you destroy the equipment itself, but you can also get a pretty nasty shock. And if it's strong enough, you can kind of get shocked to the thing and die if nobody kicks you away from it. Not to be a Debbie Downer,
No, it's just such a common thing with you, Ford. Who was it? One of our colleagues, the one that sits across from you.
Yeah. He doesn't know if he's allergic to morphine or painkillers.
No. But there was something else. You was telling me the other day that. Shit, I can't remember exactly what.
Dude,
it was because he got his wisdom tooth
I know
removed.
that's what he.
And
he was
telling
you.
He was telling me that. Yeah, when I told Ford about this, Ford was like, "Oh yeah, watch out for the dry socket," which it's true. But I had a wisdom tooth removed in last year, and it was exactly the same thing that you told me, and I just.
It's because I told you to watch out for it that you didn't get it because you were mindful of it.
Maybe.
Dude, nobody wants to have dry socket. That's
Maybe
the worst pain in the world. But then also, I remember he was you guys were talking about, painkillers or swelling or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it sounds like you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He's like, my mom is allergic to morphine or that class of opiate. Yeah. And I was like, really? I was like, dude, are you? He's like, I don't know. I was like, holy shit, dude, you should fucking know. If that runs in the family, you're going to go to the hospital one day and they're just going to give you that shit and kill you inadvertently,
Have you ever seen that TV show called Freaks and Geeks?
No.
Okay, I need to show you. a clip when we're done.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna just mention a little bit, just in case somebody wants to Google it. There's there's a character there.
Yeah.
He's the dad, you know, and he's kind of like the square dad, the old dad that is just careful with this, careful with that, you know, don't put your fingers on the, you know, just stuff like that.
I see where this
And
is going.
and there's this meme, there's this thing that he does recurrently where, for example, if you tell me, "Oh man, I love Jimi Hendrix, I want to be like him," and then it's like, "Oh yeah, you know what happened to Jimi Hendrix? He's dead. He died on his own vomit," you know, just shit like that.
Yeah.
Always, it just always finds a way of
Bringing
just bringing that. Oh yeah, well, if you want to do that, just remember that this person did that and he's dead.
So that's me.
That's what you remind me of sometimes. Yes. Do you know your blood type?
That I actually don't know.
Oh my God!
And for everybody, yeah, I know, and I should.
What?
I should. I can't tell you offhand.
What if you just get into an accident and people need to give you blood?
Then I'm that asshole that since I don't
You're
know,
gonna waste. You're gonna waste.
They have to give
that
me the
really
good type that's
valuable
very
blood
versatile.
that works on everybody.
You know what? I mean, that's why it's versatile, dude. That's why it's valuable.
Holy
Because a lot of
shit,
people are lazy.
It's people like you who make this country be the way it is. You know.
Holy fuck, though. I'll go get it checked just for you.
It's okay. I don't know my blood type.
No,
either.
I actually think it's type A, but I'm not 100% sure enough to be able to say it confidently and have them give it to me and then it be the wrong one. So I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just surprised.
I'm pretty sure it's type A, but I'm not confident enough.
Positive or negative?
That I don't know.
Yeah, that's important as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
But is it? I thought it was only O positive and O negative. Does A and B also have positive and negative? It's like A, B positive.
I
A
think
positive.
it does, but
Does it?
I mean,
That's the
when you
thing.
start asking me
See,
questions like that, I don't
you're
know.
giving me shit, and honestly, blood is kind of complicated. There's a whole specialty.
That's why I'm saying
field.
that you should know your blood type.
All
On the
right.
other hand, I also said I don't know mine. So what the fuck am I saying? You know?
Yeah, what a hypocrite, dude. Well, you
But
should
it's
know
not a
yours.
hypocrite. Just
Yeah.
I can give you good advice that I know is right, but just I haven't done it. So like, don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't smoke. But
Yeah. All right.
in Portuguese, we have this expression: "Do what I say and not what I do."
You have that expression everywhere in the
Okay.
world, dude.
Okay.
Come on. That's a common one. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. See, it's the
Don't
same.
act like the Portuguese were the first ones to come
No,
up with.
I didn't say that. I've just said in Portugal we have this. It's almost like I can say in Portuguese we have pizzas.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean we made them. We created them.
Okay. Are they any good there? The pizzas, are they better than here? I find Danish pizzas to be shit.
I haven't lived in Portugal for 10 years for
But
more.
I mean, certainly you had a pizza there before you left.
Yeah, I mean, we had the pizzas I had there were just fast food pizzas, you know,
But
kind
were
of
they
like
good?
Domino's and whatever.
But were they better than the fast
I
food
mean,
pizzas here?
I'm not very picky with pizzas. I usually like almost everything. On the other hand, I know what kind of pizzas you're talking about. Like if it's pizzas from places that also make kebabs and burgers
Yeah.
and fries
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything else that you can think of, like roasted chicken and
Yeah.
fish with fish and chips. I mean, if there's a place that does all of this,
Nothing's gonna be that
It's
good.
pretty guaranteed that the pizzas there are going to be really crappy. But if you get the pizza from like Domino's, which is a place which only makes pizzas, I mean, there's a lot of people who think Domino's pizzas are crap. I like it, you know.
Yeah.
So I like all kinds of pizzas from places that only make pizzas.
All right.
Anyway, in Portugal, yeah, those are okay.
Do you have some pizzas with fucking codfish on it?
Oh my fucking god, that just reminded me. Not that I know. Not that I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
there is at least one place in Portugal where you can get a codfish pizza.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Having
either.
said that, when I was in university, on the first year of university, I had two roommates. One of them is our colleague, and there was a pizza place called Tony's Pizzeria
Okay.
in Costa de Caparica. It's probably still there. That for some reason we went there once, and we tried their pizza that was called Tony's Special.
Yeah.
And that pizza comes, I can't remember all the ingredients that it has, but it comes with a banana. Like imagine cutting a banana in half, where you have the whole, and not in half horizontally when the
Right.
banana is standing up. Just I don't know how you call it, but you could just cut it in
Lengthwise. Like you
half.
cut it along the long
along
axis.
the length,
Yeah,
exactly. So you put like half a banana on one side of the pizza and the other half on the other one.
Okay. That's kind of weird.
It's so weird.
Is it good?
It was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I bet it's better than
And
having
we always got
pineapple.
it.
I
We
bet it's better
always
than
got
having
it.
a pineapple.
It's less sweet than pineapple.
Yeah, it's more mild.
Yeah, it's kind of creamy. I mean, it actually
That
goes
sounds pretty
pretty
good,
well.
actually.
It went pretty well with the. I can't remember what else it had,
Fucking banana pizza,
but
dude.
but I mean, we liked it so much that every time we went there,
You got that one.
we made like an agreement, with like depending on how many people we had. Like if we had 3 people, we'd get 2 pizzas. If we had 4 people, we get 3 pizzas.
Yeah.
And then we'd get all different kinds of pizzas.
Yeah.
But the one pizza that was always there
Is the
was
banana.
Tony's special pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it, dude. It's actually not a bad idea. I can't stand the thought of pineapple on a pizza.
I like it.
It's gross, dude.
I like it.
So that is gross to me. But a banana on a pizza, even though it sounds like it shouldn't be there, I think I could see how that works. Like the milder sweetness. It's probably the same reason that some people like a pineapple, because you have the sweetness, the saltiness.
But the pineapple is very pungent. Like
That's what I mean.
Flavor
It's
is very
too
strong.
much. It's like it's too much.
So I understand people who don't like pineapple in the pizza. But the banana, yeah, it's a bit milder. It's a bit nicer.
Texture is a little more calm as well compared to, like, you have that more fibrous texture of the
And it's a
pineapple.
warm banana. When was the last time or the first time you ever ate a warm banana?
When you have a banana split, you have the cold ice cream and then the warm
I
chocolate.
can't remember ever eating a banana split.
You never had a banana
I
split,
don't
dude?
think so.
Holy shit, you're missing out, dude.
Maybe. Where should I get it?
You can get them here. You can get them here. Probably at a diner type place, like an American style diner, or a place that serves ice cream and fancy desserts. Or
Have you had one in Denmark?
I haven't
in
had one
Copenhagen?
here, no. But anyways, you should have a banana split, dude. You can make them yourself too. Ice cream, split a banana lengthwise, some walnuts broken up, some chocolate syrup or some caramel syrup, strawberry maybe. It's pretty fucking good, dude.
It doesn't sound bad.
Yeah. It is not bad.
I mean, if I like banana in pizza, I guess I will like banana in.
Bananas are amazing.
I love bananas. Yeah,
They're just so fucking good. So
and they're easy. And one of the there's no seeds. That's also because besides the taste, there's no seeds. They're easy to peel.
Easy to transport.
The only better thing would be if you could actually eat
the skin.
The skin. However, if you could eat the skin, then you kind of need to wash them beforehand.
Yeah.
And you don't need to wash them
That's what I'm
this
saying.
way.
It's got the perfect container for it. Got a little handle on it.
Yeah. You can get if you can get the banana that is more green, but it still tastes okay, or if you like the
really ripe,
the softer
I don't
one.
like them when they get super ripe. There's a point there in the middle where I'm like, where they're kind of yellow and they're starting to develop a couple black spots or a little more brown, but not too many. You know, like once it gets super soft, it's like it's gross. It's too mushy and too sweet.
Do you have a percentage of blackness to whiteness to yellowness ratio? Or?
No, that sounds. What would you call that? Like the Trump coefficient, or
where does Trump come from?
Well, I don't know. There was all these recent allegations of him being super racist when it came out that he called a bunch of like African countries and stuff a shithole.
Yeah, but what does that got to do with bananas?
Well, I mean, you were asking me about the ratio of blackness and whiteness and yellowness, and I was thinking like,
okay.
I guess I was. I was taking
whiteness,
it on a bit of a tangent.
Yeah,
Dolph.
I can see that.
But I don't know if there's a specific ratio of bananas. All I'm saying is, you guys know, you know the point where it gets, it just gets too ripe for you. You're like, okay, I'll eat it, but I will not enjoy it. And then at a certain point, you're like, okay, that's even too ripe for me to even consider eating.
Yeah, I understand.
It's to the point of like just being mushy. Actually, I can tell you, it's when the skin, like if it's not ripe enough, it's too hard to break open and peel. And if it's really ripe, it's like the skin just falls off of it. You know what I mean?
The skin just after you break it.
Open, when you break it open on a really unripe banana, it's hard to peel and it's hard to open.
Yeah.
And then when you're peeling it, the different walls. You know how it has like 3 or 4 different walls on the sides of the banana peel. When it's really unripe, they don't separate easily. But when it's the perfect ripeness, you crack it open, and then each part and each wing of the thing like opens very nicely. But when it gets too ripe, it's like you barely touch the stem of the banana and it breaks off, or it opens up,
Yeah.
and then just the walls like fall off of it. So for me, it's like I can tell how it's somewhere in the middle of that, right? I don't want the peel to come off too easy.
Are you one of those people that when you go shopping, you're just touching every single piece of
No,
fruit to
no,
choose the best one?
no, not
or-
well. I will grab, like, if it's, for instance, like avocados are
Mhm.
important, I think, to do it, to feel the firmness and see about how ripe it is.
Yeah.
Because I want it to where when I buy it, it'll be ripe like the next 1 or 2 days. Because you know how it is with avocados. It's like you have basically a 24-hour period to eat it.
Sometimes you have like a 15 minutes
Yeah.
time period where
To
they're
eat
actually
it when
good.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
And so for things that you need to kind of check to make sure that it's like avocados specifically, then yeah, I'm gonna check and make sure, because I don't want to buy one like a fucking chump and get home and be like, oh, this is a shitty
But
avocado.
sometimes they're so hard on the outside and you open them and they're all like brown already. It happens to me sometimes.
That's a different thing, I think. But what can you do? You can just try to reduce your chances.
It's probably it's one of the best, what do you call it, the fruits
I think it is a fruit.
vegetable,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, it is a fruit.
It's one of the best fruits in terms of like nutrition.
Yeah.
It's one of the best fruits for me in terms of taste, flavor.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the most frustrating ones.
To pick a
It's
good
so
one.
fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh yeah, okay, I have 3 avocados. I'm gonna use one of them, and then you open one.
One's like not even good.
Okay, this is not gonna work. And then you open another one, and you're like,
half of this one will work, but I got to cut this bad part away.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe take 1/3 of this, and that's edible. Then you open the third one, and
Yeah.
you end up eating 1/3 of an avocado. Now, if you're counting calories, it's really fucking terrible.
And they're expensive.
They are, especially if you start putting into account the
The pit or the
no, I meant the
waste ratio.
The waste ratio, yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't change the fact that they're amazing.
They're
I
really
think
good.
the browning thing is more with oxidation. Like maybe somewhere in the skin there's been a little bit of a break or a hole, and so oxygen has gotten in and turned it brown.
Well, I don't mean just the browning. I mean like when you actually start seeing some whiteness, kind of like
Like a mold or something?
yeah,
almost?
some moldy thing, and then around it it's all
Dude, where the
brown.
hell are you buying your avocados, dude?
Hey, I mean, you if you don't eat them quick enough,
It's rough out there.
sometimes you open them and they
It's rough on Vestigal, huh? Or on Eastigal.
Eastigal.
Yeah, sorry. There you go, dude. You need to go to a nice Irma, dude. Buy some organic
Well,
avocados.
the thing is also that I never buy just one. I buy them 5 or 6 at a time. So of course, I mean,
There's your problem, dude. You need to go to the store and buy the 2 that you're going to eat tonight.
but then I need to go to the store every fucking day.
Well, it's first world problems, dude. You got a store you can go to every day.
That is true. I shouldn't be complaining. I'm so lucky
Literally
to be eating a
just stroll
South
down.
American fruit in Denmark.
Yeah, that they fucking flew over here on a special plane just for you.
You don't think it came on a boat?
I don't fucking know. Probably not, because
Probably not takes
if they
too-
put it on
too-
a
too
boat, it'd be
long.
unripe by the time, or it'd be too ripe by the time we got here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're so expensive. What do I know, Dolph? Should we talk about Copenhagen on our
Fuck
Copenhagen podcast?
Fuck it.
All right, we don't.
Okay, let's go. What do we have?
Well, at Danish class, I put up a sticker. I put up our podcast sticker up there on the main bulletin board. Dude, it's been there for months now. It's like in a perfect position in the
Nice.
center,
Has anyone actually checked it?
I think so. I think there's been a couple of people from there listen to the podcast.
Well, if you're listening to this and you are go to the what's the school?
EA Sprawl.
EA Spol. Then welcome
Yeah, and
and a happy new year to you too.
and just know that was there for you. What do we got here? No more.
What do we got there for?
All right, here's the headline. Let me hit you.
Just to start. This is let's just preface this with this is the first headline of the year.
This is the first news article related to Copenhagen of the new year on the podcast.
There you go for it.
It has the most important spot, so naturally you know that this is going to be a significant article and one that could change your life. No more free poop bags for Copenhagen dog owners. The cost cut will save Copenhagen municipality 500,000 crowns a year.
There you go for it. Do you have a dog?
No.
I know.
Do you have a dog?
No, I used to have 2. I think I already mentioned it, but Yeah, that's not here or there. So no more free bags.
Yeah, given the price of pet food, vet visits, and boarding kennels, you wouldn't have thought free poop bags was the deal breaker that persuaded many dog owners they could afford their four-legged friend. But for residents in Copenhagen, the dog waste bags have been freely distributed at various points around the capital, often next to contained areas where Fido can roam freely without a
Holy shit,
lead.
Fido.
From
Jeez.
January 1st, they will no longer be available. They'll save 500,000 crowns a year. This money is needed elsewhere in the municipal budget. We're always talking about, here's a quote. We're always talking about how Copenhagen is a dirty city. It makes me really angry. Every single dog turd rescued from lying on the ground helps to increase hygiene. I kind of agree. I don't want dog shit. I already see dog shit laying around some places already because people are too lazy to pick up after their fucking dog.
But this is only on parks, right? Like dog parks that they have, because they don't have the bags just anywhere.
Well, they have the bag. They have the bags out here in our park, right next to our
Yeah, okay,
apartment.
but that's a park where
It's not a dog park specifically. It's just a park. I mean, where do you think people take their fucking dogs, dude?
Well, I live on East Gelford. I
Yeah,
see
well,
there's
okay.
there's a three-legged dog there.
Tripod.
It's man, the dog looks so cool. It's there's a couple who I've seen him and her walking the dog around. I guess I don't know if it was their dog or they rescued him or something, but the dog only has 3 legs, so it kind of just skips around.
It's surprising how well animals deal with just having 3 legs. Like they don't, like, I guess they're aware of it,
Yeah.
but I mean, I've
Well-
watched a bunch of those vet videos, like Vet Ranch, where so they bring some dog in and he's in really bad shape and they just have to take the leg. It's like in 2 weeks, dude, the dog is running around like it never, like it just didn't even know. It's like the dog is just so, doesn't feel bad for itself or whatever. You know, like if you lost a leg, like, I don't know, you'd probably go through a
Well,
period
yeah.
of depression and all that. But it's like the
Yeah,
dog
but-
just keeps going.
But I mean, I
You'd only have 1 instead of 3.
and it's not just that. I mean, we actually contemplate life and stuff like that. You know, I'm not sure a dog
No.
is gonna. It's just like it is the way it is. You know. I mean, I'm not sure a dog. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a bunch of angry dogs emailing us in protest. But I don't think a dog actually considers that, like, oh yeah, 2 weeks ago I had 4 legs and now I have 3, and man, life sucks. And then just drink yourself to death, you know?
Dude, that took a turn for the worse, for a little dark there. Drink yourself
Do
to
you
death,
think?
dude.
Okay, so now there's an experiment. It's a very, jeez, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but it's what popped into my mind. I have to express myself. So let's imagine you have a dog, a 4-legged dog, a perfectly healthy dog, and you have 2 bowls, one with whiskey and one with water.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if you cut off one of his legs, that he would start drinking more whiskey than the water after that?
I don't know.
Do you think that they'd be like, okay, this is gonna numb my sadness?
Probably not.
Because that's what happened with the human. Maybe not. Maybe,
Maybe.
the human would just go directly to the whiskey with all the legs.
Yeah, maybe. What's the
Okay.
point of the study?
Oh, no, I'm just wondering.
Oh, all right.
I'm just wondering for it. I don't know.
So, do you see a lot of dog shit on Istigal? Like in the corners, like, you know how
No,
dogs kind of piss
no.
on the wall and shit. Do you see dog shit up and down the
no,
sidewalk?
and most of the times that I actually see, I mean, people don't necessarily just walk the dogs on the street,
No.
but of course they walk the dogs on the street for a while until they get to whatever green areas that they want to take them to. And most of the times that I've seen, maybe every time I've seen a dog taking a shit on the street, the owner actually picked it up.
Most of the time, yeah. I would tend to agree.
I'm not sure I ever saw them not picking it up.
Yeah.
I think people here, I mean, of course, I live in Vesterbro, which it's a gentrified area. It's blah, 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 all that stuff. But I think people here are pretty good with keeping the streets tidy when it comes to dog shit. Maybe I'm
Mhm.
wrong.
Maybe it's because of those free bags. Now, if they got to bring their own, they'd be like, what a hassle. Just let them shit on the floor.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you're going to walk your dog, why don't you just come with a fucking bag already, you know?
I don't know, because you don't want to carry around a hot steaming pile of shit.
Well,
After he's
you
done.
don't need to carry it around. You just need to
Carry it to the nearest
yeah,
trash.
trash.
Yeah, I know.
Which is something I already mentioned here. There's a lot of trash cans in Denmark, in Copenhagen. I love that. I
Yeah.
only notice it whenever I'm outside of Copenhagen and
Like, where do
I
I
need
throw
them.
this?
Yeah,
It's like, okay, the street.
yeah.
All right.
So no more free poop bags.
No free poop bags. Sorry, dude. If you were planning on buying a dog and that was the financial deal breaker, then you can't get one anymore.
I mean, maybe they could finance this by selling the dog shit on to people
Well,
who need manure.
you know, they could put it in those biogas things like they're doing with the.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they're giving out these,
They give out the free bags for you to give biogas.
that's a good idea.
Just make a separate poop container.
Why separate?
Well, okay, whatever. Just put it in the poop container. I love it, dude. I should be
So
a city planner.
so we just need more poop.
No, we need more
Containers.
biogas, like food waste containers, and it needs to be acceptable to throw dog shit in.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I don't either.
It's organic. I mean,
Yeah.
depends what your dog ate.
Well, yeah, maybe shit's out a plastic toy or something. You know how some dogs just like to eat all kind like
Oh yeah,
they
eat
have
everything.
surgeries and they like remove like quarters from the stomach or coins or
It's crazy.
weird shit. Dogs are so crazy, dude. They eat all kind of stuff. There you go. No
crazy.
more free poop bags.
So
dog.
500,000 krona saved. Yeah.
Quite a bit of money for some plastic bags, but I guess if you got to keep them replaced in all the parks over the year, you got to pay for the guys to go replace them. I don't fucking know, man.
Are they maybe it doesn't jive well with the climate people as well.
Oh,
Plastic
right.
bags. You know?
Well, also those bags for the bioaffald container, those are biodegradable as well. So they're not actually technically plastic. I think they're made out of some like biomaterial that
Mhm.
kind of is like plastic, but will degrade easily. I don't know. There you go.
Gotta take care of the environment for it.
I think so. I think it's important. So no other strong feelings about the dog poop bags.
I don't have a dog. You know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't even be annoyed because it really doesn't affect me at all. I don't know. I think if I had a dog and I was taking it out for a walk, I would come prepared with a bag or potentially two, depending on what kind of dog it is. Maybe it likes to shit like in series, you know? Instead of
Uh-huh.
doing everything at once, maybe it just likes to do a bit here and a
Leave
bit
a
there.
little log here, a little log there. What if it's like a diarrhea dump? How are you going to clean that up?
That's tricky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that.
All right. I think you just let that one lie. If it's mostly if it's mostly liquid, you just let that one lie.
Yeah, just hope that it's gonna rain soon. I don't know.
Oh, that's terrible.
Are you condoning people letting their diarrhea?
Look, if your
Dog.
dog has a really bad diarrhea and it's really watery, I mean, how can you contain? Like, you really, what are you going to do? Bring a towel?
I wonder if anyone is listening to this during lunch.
I would hope not.
Diarrhea.
All right. If it's making you sick right now, you should pause it and come back after you're done eating your chocolate ice cream or whatever.
Just skip like 2 minutes.
Not even that long, dude. We're done. We're on. We're done with dog poop. That was the most important issue in 2018. Now we're going to the less important ones.
Like what?
Martial law on the streets, dude. But are we safer?
Well, yeah, who cares about that? Martial law on the streets.
Experts question whether the added security of a military presence comes with an unseen price. For the first time since World War II, armed troops from the Danish armed forces have been deployed on the streets of Copenhagen. Since September 29th, a total of 160 Forsvar soldiers bearing automatic weapons and special insignia have been assisting police at potential terror targets in the city, as well as the border controls in the south of the country. These include the Jewish institutions such as the Israeli Embassy in Hellerup, the Great Synagogue on Christogal, and central Copenhagen. That was the scene of the second fatal terror shooting in 2015. If people hadn't noticed the synagogue before, they certainly do now. 2 to 3 soldiers pace on opposite sides of the street, watching pedestrians as they pass. Cordoned off, it feels like cycling is prohibited, even though it isn't stated. Copenhagen is starting to resemble a war zone. Seems a little sensational, this article.
Yeah, I think so. Having said that, I mean, is the article?
It's
It's a
thought
valid
provoking,
point.
right? It's thought provoking, right? I mean, it is true. It's like we've become so normalized to this that we're okay with some soldiers there every day, day in, day out. And I mean, I walk by that particular area to work every day, and so I actually I felt the difference. The first day that I saw those soldiers with the rifles there, I was kind of like, okay, you want to like, I don't know. I mean, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just a normal guy. But also, I feel in the back of my mind, some like, okay, keep cool, like just act normal here, so these guys don't think I'm a threat in some way. Because I
That-
mean, I come from the U.S. where if you even resemble a potential threat at all, you just get shot by the
yeah,
cops.
or even if you don't.
Well, right. That's what I mean. So I was kind of like, oh, wow. All right. Well, better straighten up over here, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting because I've never felt like that anywhere.
And I felt less like that since I've been here.
Hmm.
But when I did see them, there was some different feeling, you know? I mean, when you got guys with rifles walking around the street, you kind of realize, like, holy shit, I mean, this guy could, if he's unhinged or, goes nuts or even just decides that he thinks that you're a threat, like, I mean, he can change life in an instant.
To be fair, almost anyone can do
That is
that.
also true. Yeah, I mean, but it's just when you got a guy in a uniform with all that, there's some different feeling or some imposition of like,
Yeah,
I mean, you usually only see that. For instance, when we went to Athens, and on every
yeah,
corner
there
it
were a
was like
lot of
riot
them. There
police
were
with
a lot of
rifles
them.
and
Yeah,
buses and all that stuff. I mean, they weren't fucking around, dude. Like
yeah.
they had seen some shit down there, and they were ready. I mean, the thing about them though is they were so serious that I realized that they could give a fuck about us. Like we weren't their primary worry at all. They were just there for like serious riots and those guys that like march in the streets, probably from Exarchia Square.
Yeah, and we're probably so maybe more you than me. I don't know, but we're so clearly tourists anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've never felt that, but when I think like I've never felt every time I've seen or I've walked by or um, policemen or military people with heavy military rifles,
yeah.
I've never felt any kind of
Threatened at all.
fear or threat or anything like that. I mean, I might be a bit like, oh, look at him. Like,
Well,
I
yeah. I
mean,
mean
why
that
why
that's what
why
I
why
mean.
is he here? But I never felt any kind of personal fear. Having said that, I mean, especially considering with how things are in the United States now, oh yeah, that there I probably would maybe be a bit more cautious. Maybe not with these people, but if for example I was driving and I got stopped, I guess I'd be like, well, okay, I'm certainly not.
Not going to
I'm
make any
I'm
sudden moves.
I'm certainly not dark enough to be targeted like that. Like they're not gonna look at me and just oh he's black, he must be whatever. But I mean yeah, they're too trigger happy over there. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. They really are. So let's see. They said they justified this deployment. I don't know if you remember. I think we talked about it at the time, but um,
Remember of what?
they had originally they wanted to relieve the state police from duties that were employing 128 full-time officers, which was leading to huge amounts of overtime and a neglect of other crime, particularly once the gang war kicked off in earnest over the summer. So I mean, I guess they've hired these soldiers to kind of replace all that extra time that the police were doing it. Um, and I guess France, Belgium, Italy, Britain, Spain, they're all using troops for that purpose, at least in some respect, over the past decade. So it does seem to be more normalized across Europe. And once you have all these terror attacks and stuff, that politicians want to put this stuff in place. Do you think it will just continue and
Yeah.
it'll be like a
Well,
permanent presence?
I mean the thing is maybe the thing is it clearly shows that the government is trying to do something about it, right? They might not be trying to do it might not be the best approach. Maybe it is, I don't know, but they're clearly showing that they're trying to do something. Having said that, if someone was to plan a terrorist attack here or anywhere, I think it's pretty easy to find a place with still a lot of people that doesn't have these amount of security.
Yeah.
like it's not going to stop a terrorist attack. It might stop them on specific places. It might save, it might save more lives than if the thing was. Well, for example, if there's a terrorist attack on Stol, there would be a lot more people than if it was on Istegel, just on a regular day, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. At Istegel, there's still a lot of people there. It doesn't mean that if there was one there, that it would be okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
So this doesn't stop it.
It's got a quote here. Megan Kenny, an American exchange student, concurs that the president was at first alarming. Quote, the sight of large guns is always unsettling to me, and at first I was nervous to walk past them and was hyper aware of my actions. It changed the atmosphere of the street. I mean, I kind of agree with that. I mean, large guns, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily unsettling, but you're hyper, like for me, I'm hyper aware because I'm like, I'm used to that American like thing, like, oh, this guy's got a gun and he's not afraid to use it. Like that's it's almost like his first resort. It's like feel threatened, shoot. It's not like feel threatened, okay, like try to tackle the guy or do anything else. It's just like I feel threatened, I'm shooting. So that makes me like really hyper aware around people that are carrying guns.
Well, they probably have some kind of
of course they have some training.
No, and rules, I like if someone picks up a pebble from the street and throws it at their face, they're not just going to shoot them.
Sure, but there is a difference between police and soldiers, right? Like police, they're trained. They're at least not in the U.S., but other places in the world, police are trained first to try to resolve the situation through other means, not go to the gun as a first resort. It's always the last resort. Whereas a soldier, I mean, pretty much your first resort is a gun. Like that's what you're trained for. You're trained to basically kill.
Yes, but he's also not in a war zone. He's in the street.
True. And so, he's got some regulations. I'm just saying there's a difference in the fundamental nature of the training.
It's true. Yeah.
Between the two. But we haven't heard any incidents of anything. I mean, seems fine. They always seem professional and calm when I walk by. So maybe it's more of a mountain out of a molehill thing.
Say it again. A mountain?
I said maybe it's more of a mountain out of a molehill thing, and the saying is like if you're making a big deal out of something that's not really anything, you say, "Hey, don't make a mountain out of a molehill."
What's a molehill?
A molehill is like those little, you have these little ground critters, kind of like not hedgehogs.
Oh, a mole, yeah,
like a mole, like
it
like eats little small insects and stuff, kind of like an anteater is kind of similar to a mole, I guess. It digs around and digs tunnels and makes little hills where it lives in. So a molehill is like not even up to your knees.
Huh.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill, though.
What if you're a... okay, never mind. What if you're a midget?
A dwarf?
A midget, yeah. Or a little person.
All right.
LP.
LP, dude. All right, well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'd rather they be there and then, if only for the money. Like, if they're wasting all that money on police officers and police officers are just ignoring doing other shit because they're just standing around waiting for a terror attack to happen, like...
Yeah, they need to get the police officers in Christiania instead.
Yeah, they definitely need to get in there and start busting folks. Just kidding. Speaking of that, we have an article related to that, don't we? I think we do.
Do we?
Well, we don't know all the details. It's
Which, let's talk about something that we don't really know.
Exactly. Because you know what? Then some listeners will maybe clarify. The problem is that these articles, I got to admit, we don't do an enormous amount of research.
How dare you?
We just kind of pull up some articles and talk about them.
Talk about yourself. Talk for yourself.
Dude, you don't do that much fucking research. I'm the one who started the spreadsheet.
Well, I do a lot of research for it. It just happens that most of the research I do, we end up not using it.
All right. Cannabis trials scandal broadens. Censuring of trial judge follows a suspension of public prosecutors. Some new revelations have cast the relationship between the prosecution and police witnesses in Operation Nordlys in an increasingly unfavorable and possibly illegal light. These were the record drug busts that happened in, they started in March 2014. Police launched Operation Nordlys, a large-scale action against organized crime on Pusher Street, which included raids on 150 addresses in Zealand. More than 80 people were charged with orchestrating large-scale cannabis sales. 7 different trials were initiated, resulting in 83 people being sentenced in a total of almost 220 years in prison.
What? That's such...
It's a lot of years in prison.
It's a weird metric, you know.
What, years in prison?
Well, when you're talking about years in prison per 83 people,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
so strange, you know. First, it just makes me think, well, okay, they're just trying to brag that look at all these years in prison, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't mean shit because it's 220 divided by
It's
83,
like three, an
so
average
that's
of
like
three,
three
less than
three
three.
per person, less than that. So why don't they just say that on average each person got 3 years? It's
Two
so
and a
much
half or
easier.
three. Yeah.
It's so confusing.
You know, I think it's fair. I think that the way Danes refer to statistics and stuff, it's just a totally different way of thinking about it than I do in English. Like the whole thing where we'd say 33% of respondents voted blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
And in Denmark, they would say one out of every three men would, or, one out of every three
Yeah,
persons. It, it, it means the same thing. It's just the way they
it's
word it to me is
confusing.
different and confusing a little bit.
And but like, even if you like, what's the point of the article? What's the point of it saying that there's almost that they're gonna
Dude, we're getting to
sentence
that.
to almost
We're getting to that.
220 years in prison?
I was getting to that, dude. You cut me off.
No, 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 no. Like, what do I care? I don't know.
Well, we're just setting the backdrop, dude. We're setting the backdrop for how significant this police action was, how big it was, how impactful, how much it changed 83 people's lives by putting them in a total of 220 years in prison, though.
Well, at least
That's what we're
at least
setting.
it fixed the cannabis problem.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's smoking anymore. So, um, nobody's smoking any less.
Ah,
All right, all right.
nice one.
2 out of 10. So there was some process of appeals in the court that followed, and defense lawyers in the high court protested what they saw as collusion between the prosecution and three undercover police witnesses central to the case over their testimony. There was a chief prosecutor that was removed from the case under suspicion of trying to influence witnesses. It was referred to an independent police complaints authority. In summer of 2017, two public prosecutors were charged, one with abuse of public office and colluding to give false testimony in court, and the other with abuse of public office and dereliction of duty. And then just before Christmas last year, um, the police complaints authority delivered its report to the public prosecutor, and now they have to determine whether to charge the prosecutors. So, and then it talks about there was some friendship, some especially friendly relationships between one of the prosecutors and some of the undercover police witnesses, and that the prosecutor asked those police agents to identify suspects before a session in court, and that's apparently, she says that was very normal, but apparently it's not allowed to talk about that exact testimony and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of shit kind of wrong with all the trials, and so maybe a lot of this stuff is going to be thrown out. I don't know. The article doesn't go into a whole lot of detail about everything, and again, we don't know everything, but maybe somebody that knows about all this stuff going on in Christiania could reach out to us and,
So
and maybe give us a TLDR kind of thing or more details about it.
there's some kind of collusion, basically, or what?
I guess so. Yeah, the prosecutors probably made friends with some people that were under. Probably what happened is a typical thing that happens, right? Somebody gets busted. The police are like, "Look, you're in big trouble now. You're facing 5, 6 years or whatever it is." And they say, "Look, we want you to be. We'll give you an out. We won't get you in trouble if you help us fuck other people over and snitch." And then they give them a microphone or they tell them to go investigate for them, and they become more friendly with them. And usually those things are supposed to be more professional, but I don't know. Seems like they didn't really do it the correct way here. And I guess what would really solve this is just making it legal and not having to worry about all this shit anyway, since it's not really causing that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But then again, that's always my answer to these articles. California made it legal since we last talked. Fully legal. Recreational. Fully legal.
Yeah.
Recreational user, you can buy, I think, either 26 or 28 or 56 grams a day. That's a pretty heavy habit.
That ought to be enough. That ought to be enough.
It ought to be enough. Yeah, I agree.
28 grams a day.
If you smoke that much weed, dude, I mean, you're like on Snoop level territory.
To be fair, in the States, they like here, it's normal for people to mix it with
Yeah, it's
tobacco.
pure. It's pure weed there.
There, they just smoke pure joints.
Yeah, dude. Get on our level, dude.
But yeah, when 28, I mean, I'm a very, despite despite what might seem from the times we talk about it on the podcast, I'm a very light user. But it's like 28 grams. That's a lot of.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's basically. Well, the thing is, once you get to a certain level of high, right? Any more that you smoke after, you don't even
Oh yeah,
really, you
it's
don't get
just
any higher. It
yeah.
just you stay high for longer. So, I mean, at a certain point, if you just smoke a gram like in a fucking blast off session, right? You just smoke a whole gram by yourself, take it all to the head right away, and you're at a 10 or
By
whatever.
myself.
Yeah, you're at like your maximum highness of like some good weed or whatever. You're at your
Okay.
maximum highness. I mean, to be fair, you could just smoke the other 27 grams, like, just smoke a gram every 15 minutes
That's
if you
fair
wanted,
enough.
and you would just be super high all day. But I mean, I think you would waste a lot of it, right? Like in terms of if you're trying to
If
be,
you're trying to maximize
to
your,
be fair, if you're smoking 28 grams, I don't think you're too concerned about wasting it or not.
uh, you're gonna pass out.
You might. Yeah, I guess you could have a whitey or something.
Yeah. Well, that's not. That's right. That's right for
What?
nothing.
All
I
right.
am censoring myself. I'm
So,
just censoring myself. But
anyways, it'll be interesting to see what more comes of this. I always like these revelations where prosecutors and politicians and shit. I mean, I don't want to hear that they've done something wrong because it always makes me angry that I feel like somebody in a position of power or that's been like a public servant has abused their position and done something they shouldn't have. But I always love to read these stories when they get exposed,
mhm.
and because I think that that's the only way you can really keep that in check, right? If you don't expose these people for the bad things they do when they've been privileged to help and protect people, then then you become complicit in that behavior and you move slowly more towards like a dictatorship or like a fascist type society, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's also the thing. Like we're hearing about this. I wonder how many other similar things are going on that
All the time that you never hear
we'll never
about.
hear
Yeah.
about.
Scary, dude. Scary to think that these are the people that have a power to change your life forever and put you in jail or whatever. And yeah, maybe they're playing by the rules and maybe they're not because they want to pad their resume. Oh, I put, 1,000 people behind bars for serious crime. That's like the typical war cry of like a Republican guy who's been in, a sheriff or chief prosecutor and now he wants to be in the Senate or whatever. I'm tough on crime. I put over 5,000 people behind bars for life sentence or whatever, and like that's seen as a positive thing
Yeah.
to some voters. And you don't know if he's been really following the rules or not, or if he's been intimidating suspects or intimidating and forcing people into cooperating and maybe doing stuff that's illegal, but just looking the other way when it helps him. Scary shit, man.
Yeah.
Scary
Reminds me
fucking
of
shit.
Touch of Evil. It's a great movie. Touch of Evil.
I haven't seen that
Orson
one.
Welles.
I haven't seen that one.
It's from the 50s for it.
Okay. I should head back in time and watch that because all the new movies nowadays are shit.
We don't need to head back in time. We just need to.
It's a joke. I mean, I'll get an old copy or something.
Yeah, I didn't mean you needed a time machine just to
Yeah.
watch it.
I'll just buy a reel-to-reel video player and fucking hook it up to my HD TV, dude.
There you go. Touch of Evil. It's the first recommendation of on a new segment we're gonna call movie recommendations.
Okay.
No, I don't think there's gonna be a segment. Touch of Evil. Orson Welles.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's suddenly got a bit dark in here.
Yeah, it did. What's the time? It's dark outside already.
Yeah, it's past
Jesus.
4.
Oh, god damn it. It's like
past
nighttime.
4.
It's 4:40. Holy shit, man. You been taking those vitamin D pills like candy?
I take them every day.
Just take a
but
a handful,
But
splash them in
I've
the
been
mouth.
taking them even. No, I got some high potency ones. They have like
How much do you take IU per day? Like the
8 or
units?
10,000. I don't know.
8 or
Yeah,
10,000 a day?
They're high potency ones. They're just
Every day?
yeah, once a day in the morning.
Okay. And you don't. Yeah, geez, that's a lot.
My liver seems fine. I don't know.
Well, fair enough. You've been testing your liver every day?
No,
Okay.
but I mean, I don't really. How do you say? I don't really use it much for. I mean, of course, I use it, but not for. I don't drink alcohol. I don't really put much strain on my liver.
Okay.
I think yeah, I don't know. I remember reading that vitamin D is not actually too like you're not going to
Yeah,
overdose on
it's
that
very
shit.
hard to overdose. Like you can take quite a lot of it because also it is fat soluble. It's one of those things where you don't need to take it every day as well.
Oh, you don't?
Well, okay, what I mean is like some things that are water soluble, I think you might need to keep them kind of refreshed in the system, and so you need to kind of take them on a more regular interval.
Hmm.
Whereas vitamin D, since it's fat soluble, I think you can take like one hero dose like a month. That's why they have those like shots you can get
Huh.
and stuff. So you could technically, I guess, take quite a bit of it on one day a week,
Oh.
and then take some 2 weeks later instead of having to take it every day.
Uh-huh. I just take it every day because it's easier to remember than
Sure.
remembering like, did I
Sure.
take it yesterday or not?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But there you go.
And it's so cheap as well that I don't feel a need to take it less often, you know? It's
Yeah.
just, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll actually take them less often and I'll
Yeah, do
become
some
like
research.
a superhero or some kind.
Guys, don't get your medical advice from this podcast. But I've been taking like a more. I'll take like 6,000 or 7,000
So it's almost
once
the same as
once. No, not every day. Like once a week or something. I take
Oh,
that much.
okay.
But I don't know. You're bigger than me, heavier than me.
It's,
Maybe you
you're
need
calling
more.
me fat.
No, I'm not calling you fat, dude.
I'm
Look at you.
joking for it.
You looking buff over there, dude.
Dude, I just for the first time, I started buying some clothes in XL size. This is pretty fucking ridiculous. I don't feel big enough to be buying clothes in XL size.
So that's new for you in
yeah,
2018.
that's well.
You're popping jackets too. I mean, you try to zip them up in a fucking zipper
well,
break.
that's why I had to buy them. Well, the thing is, like, there's not like an international agreement for what an L or XL or M size is, you know, which makes it a bit tricky. So because like when you go to the States, an L is a bit bigger than an L in Italy, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's an international agreement that of all of those sizes and countries, that generally the American ones are going to be a little bigger than the others. Don't you think?
I don't know if that's an agreement. Yeah, maybe an unspoken.
A large
rule.
in the U.S. is probably more like an extra large in Italy.
Oh no, it's worse than that. Italy and Spain, like brands from Italy and Spain.
Yeah.
That's the only brands I wear XL. Like they really make clothes so small that I am wearing XL. I'm not an XL person in any kind, you know?
Dude, just because I don't know.
On other countries, I might wear an L, you know?
Yeah.
But Spain and Italy, for some reason, they're kind of fucked up with their sizes.
Maybe all the dudes like to wear, you know, they like to have that slim, slender, hipster looking style. Being big and bulky is not attractive.
It's just that for it. It's
just a clothes company thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
How is the average Italian looking dude? Is he a big ass swole guy, or is he more like suave and
no,
slender?
that's the stereotype that you get from like Jersey Shore and shit like that, you know?
Yeah,
like that Guido
biceps
kind of,
popping out.
Yeah, but no,
it's not. That's not like the typical Italian.
No,
I don't think of it like that. I think of most of like typical Italian as like relatively fit in shape, but not a gigantic type of dude.
I mean, yeah. Let's talk about stuff we don't really know much about.
Stereotypes.
That's what I'm.
Sounds
that's
great.
what I'm good at. I actually have a feeling that people in Italy are pretty thin. Of course, I don't know.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at,
but
dude.
Thin. When I say thin, is, for example, it's the same in Portugal. I see a lot more people who clearly work out here in Denmark than in Portugal. And the thing is, I think here, the thing about someone looking good and healthy is a bit more, okay, someone needs to have
some muscle.
Some muscle. And in Portugal, it's more of just being not fat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, so it's a difference.
And I have a feeling that Italy and potentially Spain is a little bit like that as well.
Similar.
So in Italy, people are going to be less concerned with getting big. They just want to not be fat or be thin.
Dude, that's what I'm getting at, dude. That's what I've been saying this whole time. You just read my mind.
Yes, that's
or
what
just
I
listen
did.
to what I said.
That's what I did for it. I probably just ignored what you said and then
so you get
replied
big,
to it.
Chest popping out of the jacket.
No, I'm not. That's
breaking zippers left and right.
I think the zippers are shrinking.
Breaking ladies' hearts.
Nah, they break mine for it.
Sniff, sniff.
Well, talking about Italy.
Yeah. What do you got? Are you going there?
Do you have something about Italy for it?
No, not necessarily. I was waiting on you. You just juiced me up like you had a little morsel that you're going to feed me.
Okay. Well, I heard that there was a Danish pizzeria that was offering free pizza and kebab to the lonely and homeless people on Christmas Eve.
This sounds like some good guy type of shit right there.
That's right. It was the good guy that we're talking about. For it was the owner of Oasen
Oasen or Oasen
Pizzeria
in Villor.
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 I never know how to say. I have
Villor.
Villor.
I try.
It's Villor and
Yeah. That one's harder for me.
I never.
Villor.
I can never say it.
Yeah, I don't like.
And then
that
I
one
say
either.
it once, and people are like,
"You're wrong."
Sorry, what?
Yeah, they're like,
And then
"Excuse me, you're wrong."
And then I say, and then I just don't try. I just try to kind of spell it.
Or they
HV.
You say it, and they tell you, "You tried. You tried."
No, usually they're not as condescending like that. They just repeat exactly the same thing I said.
So let's see. At Christmas, families gather together and eat. Ate told TV2, there are some people who have no place to be or anyone to be with, so they can come to our restaurant and we'll make food for them. Not duck, but not bad. It will be pizza, kebab, and the normal dishes from the pizzeria's menu. Also, gifts like warm clothes for those that need them.
That's pretty nice. It
That's
just
really
kind of
cool.
sucks that all the homeless people here in the center, they have to go all the way to
Villor.
I mean, it's a bit out of the way.
Well, I told you, but I bought speaking of warm clothes, I bought that guy some gloves that we were talking
that's
about.
right. That was your
That was my good deed for the
good
year.
deed for the Christmas.
Yeah, I was walking. Must have been the 20th or 21st or something. I was walking home on Field Stroll, and I had seen him a few times across
Did we
from
talk about it on the podcast?
I think we did, or maybe I just talked
or
about it.
Just
to you.
talked. Yeah, I don't know. If
I
it
don't
was only
remember.
To me. But
Anyway,
yeah, just give
the background is every day I walk home, and since it's been getting more cold, there's a guy that sits across from the church, like just against a building with like a jacket wrapped around his legs, and he's just always just sitting there rubbing his hands because they're cold as shit, I guess, because he didn't have any gloves. And I was like, fuck, man, like, is that dude really going to stay out here all night, like below freezing, no gloves, like just fucking, like, that's got to be goddamn miserable. And I just went along my way. And then, like, when I was home, I was like, I should have just got that guy some fucking gloves. And I had some extra ones, but I couldn't find the other one of them. I know I have 2 gloves around here somewhere, but I can only find one of them. So that's not very useful. But there's a shop right there on Field Stroll, like Tessie's or something, and they sell all kind of shit. And they sell some gloves that were actually pretty nice. So I just saw him that day, and I just went in there and bought him 40 crowns or something. And I went over there to hand them to him, and I asked him if he spoke Danish, and he didn't. And I just said, hey, man, these are for you. And then he just thanked me. He was like, oh, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. God bless you or something. I don't know what accent he used, but it wasn't that one. But that's basically what he said. He seemed pretty stoked, and he put them on right away.
Yeah.
So
That's nice for it.
yeah, whatever.
That's
Maybe
very nice.
maybe it improved his little his Christmas.
Definitely did.
So I felt good about it. It was like you like to do things when you can, I guess, or I do. I like to try to do things every now and then.
Yeah. Are
What
you
about you?
gonna
do
put those
any-
40 krona on tax deduction or?
No, fuck no. I don't care.
Just kidding. For it.
Jesus Christ,
Just joking.
so cheap.
Don't ask me,
Dude, those
because I
gloves-
don't do
actually,
any fucking good deeds.
To be
like
honest,
that.
dude, those gloves were nice. I was like, fuck, man, I should buy another pair of these for me. Because for how cheap they were, I thought, like, I went to the place and I looked at all the gloves they had, and I wanted to pick out some ones that I thought would, like, I just don't want to buy them some shitter gloves, I was like actually kind of thoughtful. I try to like see which ones are the best ones.
Mhm.
And these ones were like the thick ones. They don't have the individual fingers. They're more like the big mitts kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I tried them on. I was like, holy shit, these are nicer than my gloves almost. And so yeah, I was like, all right, I'm going to get these. And then I went up there and the dude's like 40 crowns. I was like, what? I was like, all right.
Wow, you actually bought them before you looked at the price or what?
Yeah. Well, they were sitting outside. They're the ones that they put
Okay,
outside out
yeah,
front. And so
yeah.
I figured they can't be that expensive if
Yeah.
they're sitting outside, like, because people could just take them. So anyways, yeah.
That's
was
very
it.
nice of you for it.
What was that, dude?
You
You do anything nice for Christmas for anybody?
Jeez, don't ask me. Especially after you tell something like that, that's I don't know.
Gave somebody a free poop bag.
What did what did I do? No, I was in Portugal.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't have anything that can compete with that for it.
It's all right, Dolph.
On the other hand,
What do you got?
okay, well, maybe I always give. I guess between Christmas and New Year's, when I was back here, I probably gave some. I gave some change to those Who's for B guys on
Oh yeah,
outside of supermarket.
yeah. I don't carry cash anymore. Otherwise, I would give it to him every now and then. Some of those dudes taking
Just
mobile
wait.
pay
I'm
now.
sure. I'm
Dude,
sure some of them
well,
will.
the good
Yes.
thing is I don't have mobile pay either. No,
Well, maybe they'll take Apple Pay sooner than later as
give him
well.
some fucking Bitcoin cash.
Oh, yeah. Just give them some. It's the modern homeless guy, just with the Bitcoin wallet, you know,
Hell yeah, dude.
with
More power to him, dude. He can't get a bank account. Remember we talked about that last time?
That's true.
But I guess they resolved that situation in some way. But that's true. It's got to be a pain in the ass if it's hard for you to open a bank account if you don't have an address.
Yeah, who would have thought that being homeless sucks?
Well, I mean, you can make it suck less.
How?
Doing some basic things in society, like making it possible for them to open a bank account or giving them some
Oh,
programs and
okay.
places
I
to
thought
stay.
I thought you're
and stuff
saying
like that.
the homeless people could do something. To
No,
make
no,
it
no. What
less.
I mean is the society can do more for home. Of
Well,
course,
yeah,
the
for
homeless
sure.
person too can probably do things to make their situation better, right? I mean, it's not. I mean, certainly many of them got there on bad luck or stuff out of their control, but I would argue that many of them also are there because of things in their control,
Mm-hmm.
like they have a drinking or drug problem or whatever, and maybe they need help for that, but there's some aspect of self accountability, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Because not everybody's
Probably.
homeless, and it's possible, I think, to pull yourself up from the grips. Doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean that I don't think there's a valid reason or something, but I think yeah, as a society, we can do more too to help people and get them out of that program. Not just give them like free handouts and be like, here you go, dude, you're good, because then that creates kind of a culture of dependence.
Yeah.
But some sort of self help programs where it's like, look, if you want to help yourself get up out of this, here's a way forward. You can do some work here, like just simple programs that the city needs, like picking up poop bags or, like emptying trash and doing things that maybe other people wouldn't want to do.
Just make them the servants of society.
Not necessarily, but I mean, shit, if you have an opportunity to make,
I know
some money
for
instead of
I know.
none, I mean, then if you don't choose to take that, then clearly it's your own choice, right? At some point, if the opportunity is there. But I think some of those guys make more money begging than they do working. I know it is in the
Oh,
U.S. There's
probably,
people that
probably.
there's people there was a story about a girl that drove her Mercedes to like a parking lot, parked it, jumped out of it, walked down like 3 blocks with her little like her homeless setup on. She
Mm-hmm.
begged. She made like $500, $600, $700 that day. Went back in her Mercedes and got in and drove off. And some guy followed her and filmed it. And he was like, "I know you're fucking scamming." She makes all that money from just like going down to the street and looking pitiful, and collects $1,000 and goes back to her like 4-bedroom home in a Mercedes.
Well, for what can you say? She's smarter than us,
Yeah, no shit.
or maybe not. I mean, even if you could make that money, would you want to
No,
stand?
for
Probably
me,
not.
that's a fundamental like, I couldn't possibly live with myself. For me, like I feel like I have I don't know. It just feels wrong. Like I don't like cheating people and fucking people over. I think most people don't like the feeling of being slimy like that or cheating people. So for me, I mean, I joke that she's smarter than us for the money, but I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess unless I was in like some Breaking Bad situation where I was gonna die and I had no, like I had to do something to try to help my family or whatever
Hmm.
it was. Like I guess in that situation, maybe I could come to grips with it.
There you go. That's what it takes for Ford to just turn into the dark side.
How long has it been, Dolph? Since we
I don't know.
haven't
Are you
done a
tired?
pod. No,
It's been a while, isn't it?
since it's been so long since we've done a podcast, it's hard for me to gauge how long. I'm thinking we're around an hour 30. But
Wow.
is that right?
Maybe we're at 111 on my, but I started it later.
Okay,
So
so
maybe
we're
we're
potentially around
120.
125,
Yeah,
120.
25,
I still got it, Dolph.
something like that. But it's the first episode of the year for it. It's a special edition.
That's right. What are you doing later? You doing anything exciting?
Um, Judging from how I feel right now, I'm probably gonna sleep.
Mm.
It's already nice. I mean, look outside.
Holy shit, man! And it got cold too. It's been really like a lot colder than it was.
Yeah, it got a bit colder. Yeah, but I bought so many XL sweaters in Portugal that
Dude, it got
that
down to that like deep to the bone chilling cold like a week or two ago where I went outside and I was like, holy fuck, like I need long underwear now. One of those nights.
long underwear.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
long johns.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, some days like when it's like -5 and it's like really and it's like windy.
Dude, I've been wearing that shit for a month at least.
I haven't.
already.
This is the first year I didn't really wear the long underwear until it actually got fucking cold. Like
You know,
0, no problem.
you know,
-5 and wind. I
you know
gotta
when
have
you were
'em.
making fun of me because I was wearing jackets that I couldn't close, and they're like, "Aren't you cold? You can't close that shit." Yeah, but my legs were so well protected that
All
it
right.
didn't matter.
Didn't matter to you. It's all hot and steamy on the bottom half. Top half just heat rises.
That's your words, not mine. For it.
I'm just saying, dude.
That's
Heat rises. You know, you just keep your bottom half and your core warm, and then that shit rises up, dude. Letting off steam off your chest hairs. You know.
Well, hopefully they
I mean, you had a bit of a, I wouldn't say like a Guido look, but you know, anytime a guy's got his chest kind of showing and it's cold, you're like, you know, and what makes it even funnier is for you, it wasn't like you were trying to show all that chest. It's like
not at
legitimate.
all.
It's like legitimately that your jacket couldn't even close.
Well,
So I just had to roast you a little bit.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that one little patch of your chest there must be fucking cold, dude.
I would, and I mean this completely, very sincerely. For it, I would actually be disappointed if
If I didn't give you a
I
little roast.
am walking around in any, let's say, a figure that deserves a good joke or a good roast or something like that, and nobody does it. I will get disappointed, at least with my close friends.
Yeah.
If it, it's like when you're fishing and you're just throwing the
Yeah. That's what I mean. You rely on your friends to give you a good roast every now and then.
yeah. It's like, oh, today I'm sad. I'm gonna dress. Today I'm a bit sad. I'm just gonna dress a certain way. So I'm sure that
Somebody's
my
gonna say
friends that I'm
something.
gonna hang out with, they're gonna.
Nice socks, dude. That's what they're gonna say. Come in. But you got Cupid on those socks, dude. Nice fucking Valentine special socks.
I don't have any Cupid socks though.
You should get some though, dude. That's a real conversation starter.
Or ender in this. If we ended the podcast right now, it would be a conversation ender. Do we have anything else for it besides the?
You know,
Nothing too interesting, right?
I've been trying to keep myself on a more wholesome and positive vibe as well. So we have some Debbie Downer type articles that we can talk about if you want to get on a little Debbie Downer and a little sad note right before the end of the
Fuck
podcast.
it.
Are you feeling like getting a little more depressed?
I feel we should start the New Year's the best way we can for it. And I know we're like, what day is it today? 12th?
Yeah,
13th?
2 weeks in.
So
Hey, we
we're
got
starting New Year's.
We gave everybody a little time to get over their hangover. Get all their, you know, you got to get
I,
back in.
I like
you
it.
need
It's
to
not
get
like
back
we
into a
needed
routine.
time to get over our hangovers.
Dude.
We needed to give other people time to get over their own
Mhm.
hangover.
And this is going to be the best year ever for the podcast.
Is it?
I think so, dude. We hit 2,000 listens now. That was last year at the end of the year we had what, like 2,050
And that's
listens.
only on SoundCloud. The
And
thing
now-
is, there's
yeah.
a lot of people. A lot. I don't know if there's a lot. But
That's
there's
only
at least,
SoundCloud
there's
stats.
at least some people who listen to us on iTunes that we really have no idea you exist unless you
Leave a comment
you like
or a review.
our Facebook page or something like that, because we don't get any statistics whatsoever.
And Apple said that they were supposed to fix that so that we would have metrics on that. But, you know, potentially it could be another. I would imagine that Apple's marketplace is a lot bigger than SoundCloud's.
Probably.
I don't know if that necessarily translates into more listeners on there. Like if we have 2,000 on SoundCloud, can I assume we have 2,000 on Apple? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's, you know, it's been a good year. We started it just as a kind of a personal project to try it out, and I've really enjoyed it.
I love it.
So we're gonna keep doing it, going strong for 2018.
There we go. Well, cheers to that for it.
Cheers to that. I guess on that note, we
And-
will see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks,
and
guys.
Here's for one more year.
One more year.
Can we guarantee one more year of this for it?
I'm in.
Let's
I'm in.
guarantee 2 weeks for now.
Dude, I'm in. 52 weeks. Come on.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right. See you guys next
All
time.
right, see ya.